Hi, in this video I'm going to teach you how to throw a punch. We're going to go over the fundamentals on how to throw shots correctly. Okay, we're just going to do it from a stationary stance. We're not going to incorporate hands and feet together. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy. To start with, I want you to take a stance. I want you to take your right foot back. If you're left-handed, obviously, I want you to take your left foot back. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to go into an orthodox stance. Take my right foot back. Now I'm going to raise the heel slightly on my right foot. Bend the knees. Nice and relaxed. Bring the hands up, relax the shoulders. Now the right hand is up by the right side of the face to protect that left hook. Okay, left hand slightly out in front. Okay, to start with, we're going to practice a jab. Now the jab is probably the most important punch in boxing. It comes out straight from the body. Okay, now we don't pick our elbow up. It doesn't come out on an angle. Okay, it stays in line with the body. Okay, punch out and back in. Now as you punch out, I want you to turn the knuckle over, corkscrew the knuckle and punch forward. Now the right elbow, make sure that stays in against the ribs, okay? We're not picking it up this way, we don't punch like this. Okay, keep that right elbow in, punch out, corkscrew and back in. Punch out, corkscrew and back in. Now your weight should be evenly dispersed between the left and the right to start with. Now as we jab, we're going to slightly put more weight on the front foot. Jab, jab, jab. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a backhand, okay, or a straight right. From here I'm right-handed, so my right foot's back. I'm going to throw my backhand, so my right hand. If you're southpaw, it'll be a left hand, obviously. Okay, from here it comes out very similar to a jab. The jab comes straight out, straight in line with the body. Same thing with the right hand. It pushes straight out, okay? From here, it pushes out. We corkscrew the knuckles. We punch straight down, okay? Now the left hand, elbow comes in. Left hand up by the left side of the jaw, okay? And back. Now from here, I'm punching here. I don't get very much sort of leverage because I'm punching off the back hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot on the ball of my right foot, push my hip forward, and I'm going to get extension, okay? So from here, punching off the back, in line, okay, and punch. Okay, I'm going to pivot on that right foot, push that hip forward, punch, and back, and forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to move on to the hook, and we're going to start with the left hand. Okay, the hook is exactly as it sounds. It just hooks around, okay? Hooks around. Now what I want you to do is you're going to pick up the elbow. So the elbow, the wrist and the shoulder all at the same height. And from here, we're just hooking around. So imagine the jaw in front. We're hooking around that jaw. Keep that right hand up by the right side of the face. Right elbow in against the ribs. Okay? And we're just hooking this way. We're just hooking this way. Just hooking this way. Okay, what I want to do now is to get a little bit of extra power. I'm going to pivot on the front foot. So I'm just slightly turning this way. I'm going to push my hip forward. Okay? So as I hook now, instead of just hooking with an arm punch, I'm going to up, I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to push. So I'm hooking around this way, hooking around this way, hooking around this way. Okay? Now make sure that right hand stays up by the side of the jaw, and hook, and hook. Okay, after you throw the hook, I want you to come back into a good stance. Always the whole time, check yourself. Make sure you're in a good stance, and hook, and hook, and hook. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a left hook to the body. It's very similar to the left hook to the head as we hooked around. So I mean it's the same mechanics. So we're still going to pivot on that left foot. We're still going to push the hip forward. Okay, the thing that's different, instead of keeping it tight, okay, we're going to extend. Okay, the reason we're going to extend is because boxers normally have a very good guard. Okay, they've got their elbows in here. So instead of hooking and breaking your hand on their elbows, what we want to do is we want to get round to the side. Okay, we want to get round into these floating ribs. So we're going to extend the hook as we come to the body. So the same thing, what we're going to do is we're going to drop the hand down, okay, and we're going to hook round. Now, you may think I'm leaving myself open, which is very true. So unless I'm in close or my hands are up here and I've got the opponent on me, then I can throw the left hook. Okay, otherwise we can drop that right shoulder down. Drop the right shoulder down, and so we're either slipping or basically just getting out of harm's way, slipping down and hooking round. Okay, from here, and hook, and hook, and hook, and hook. Keep that right hand up by the jaw, keep that right elbow in by the side, and hook, and hook. Hook up top, and hook down below. Hook up top, and hook down below. Hook up top, and down below. Okay, so exactly the same principles with both the hook up top and down below. We're just going to extend, we're just going to open up the arm a little bit more when we're hooking down below, because we want to get in around the back of those ribs. We're going to get into those floating ribs around this way. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to throw the right hook. Okay, exactly the same principle as the left hook, obviously off the right hand. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the elbow out to the side. Okay, so the elbow, the shoulder and the wrist all at the same height, and we're going to hook around this way. Now it's the opposite, so the left hand comes up against the jaw, the left elbow comes in against the ribs, and we hook this way and back round. Okay, now if we keep static and we don't move that right foot, then it's very hard to throw a right hook from here. So what we have to do is we pivot on that right foot again, push that right hip forward exactly the same as we did with a straight right hand, and we're going to hook round this way and back, and hook, and hook, and hook, and hook, and hook. Okay, the premise of the right hook is the person has their hands up here and we're trying to get around the back of the hand. Okay, we're throwing around if they're an orthodox fighter, around that left hand. Well, this way, this way, this way, this way. Pull back into your stance after every shot. Punch, punch, punch. Okay, now we're going to throw the right hook to the body. Same principle as we did before with the left hook to the body. We extend it out a little bit further. So we're throwing around the side of those elbows, okay? We're coming in and getting those floating ribs. Throwing this way, okay? Hook around, hook around. Bring the hand back up to the jaw after. Hook around, hook around. Now remember, turn that right, come onto the ball of the right foot, turn forward, push that right hip forward, and hook round, okay? We're extending out the curve of the arm so we can float into the back of those ribs. This way, this way, this way, this way, okay? Float, and back round. Pull the elbows back, sit down, relax, and hook. So hook up top, and hook down below. Hook up top, hook down below. Okay? Back into your stance. The whole time, I always want you to just take a second to check your stance. Make sure that the feet are even, the right foot slightly in front of the left foot, right foot slightly raised, okay? So on the ball of the foot, knees slightly bent, weight evenly distributed between the left foot and the right foot. Bring the hands up, elbows in. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to throw a left uppercut. Okay, you may have seen these big uppercuts that throw out this. That's not what we're throwing. The left uppercut, okay, keeps in line with the body. The hand turns over to face the face. The elbow is in line with the hip, okay? Now from here, depending where the person is, if he's in close, it's a short punch, okay? The whole time it's a short punch. It doesn't throw very far. It's from the jaw pretty much to the forehead, this way. Now if we're throwing it out further, we're throwing it out this way, this way. Now I want you to remember, I don't want the head coming up and down, okay? Stay at the same level the whole time, okay? Hook this way, hook out, hook in, hook out, okay? Now, it's the same principle as the left hook, okay? So we're gonna come up onto the ball of the left foot, slightly pivot on that left foot, push that hip forward. So this way, okay? This way, punch, 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 okay? Now, you can still throw without pivoting, without pushing that hip forward. So if you're in close this way, boom, still a very good punch. Just remember, the uppercut doesn't float, it stays in line with the body. elbow in, punching up this way, okay, and punch. Okay, now we're going to throw a right uppercut. Now the right uppercut is the same principles as the left uppercut, obviously only off the back foot. So from here we're going to turn the right palm to face, okay. Now as we do that, we're going to pivot on that right foot. We're going to push the right hip forward, and we're going to throw the uppercut this way and come back into our stance. So the same mechanics as if you're throwing a right hand, okay, or if we're throwing the right hook. From here, coming up and pulling back in. Okay, same things apply. Elbow doesn't float out to the side, it stays in line with the body, stays in line with that hip. Okay, punch up, punch up. Now the head, again, I don't want you bobbing up and down. This way, this way, this way, this way, okay? Now, make sure as you're coming up, you turn, that palm is facing to your face, okay? I don't want you coming up on the side, turn. Okay, we're gonna corkscrew the knuckles this way into the opponent. Up, up, and back into your stance. Up, back into your stance. Okay? Okay, from here, we're throwing the uppercuts. Now we're gonna throw a body rip. Now the body rip is the same principles as the uppercut. Okay, because the palm is facing towards you, and it's basically, instead of, the uppercut is coming from down below up, so we're throwing up this way. Now the rip is very similar, okay? The elbow, left elbow, comes down into the hip, okay, and it pushes straight out, okay? So a body rip is ripping into the body this way, okay? So down. Now we're doing the same mechanics with the feet. We're slightly pivoting on that left foot. We're pushing the hip forward to get that extra body momentum into it. Okay, so from here, we're dropping down. So the elbow drops into the hip this way. Right hand stays up by the jaw. Right elbow in against the ribs and punches out this way. Okay, down and punch in. Down and punch in. Okay, back to your stance. Let's do it slowly. Elbow down into the hip. Okay. Right hand, make sure that's protecting the right side of your face. Elbow in and push the left hand out and back in. Now it pushes out as you thrust your hip forward because it pushes off the hip. Okay, down and push. Back up, down and push. Now we can do this with a slip. Punch, slip, punch, slip, punch, slip, punch. Okay, slip, punch, and back into your stance. Okay, now we're going to work the right rip to the body. Okay, now the right rip has exactly the same principles as the left rip. Okay, it drops down, palm faces to your face, elbow comes into the hip. Okay, doesn't float out this way. Okay, it comes into the hip, left hand up by the side of the jaw. And we've got a helicopter overhead, so please excuse. Elbow in against the body, okay, this way, and it pushes straight out and back in. Now, same thing, I want you to pivot forward on that right foot, push that hip. As you push that hip forward, that's going to basically push the body rip into the body this way. So from a stance, we're coming down. I'm training in the middle of a road here, so please excuse all the cars and lights and everything that are going past. Okay? And the helicopters are up above. You just can't win. Alright, turning the right, turning the palm to face, elbow in against the hip, and we're pushing straight out and back up. Down, pivot, thrust the hip forward, push the hand forward, back in, and back up. Now, this way, back into your stance, this way, okay? Now, the whole time, after every punch, I want you to come back, just check yourself, okay? Make sure that you're in a good position, your weight is evenly distributed, back in. Okay, down, pivot, thrust that hip forward, and rip to the body. This way, back in, this way. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Good. Now, we're going to go back, left hook. Okay, hook it out, get those elbows in. Left hook to the body. Extend it out a little bit further. Okay, get round that elbow. This way. Left rip to the body. This way. Left uppercut. This way. So now the principle that you'll see in each of these punches is I'm slightly pivoting on that front foot and pushing that hip forward to get my body weight into the punch. Whether it's the left hook, whether it's the left rip, whether it's the left uppercut. Same thing with the right hand. Straight right hand, pivot. Pivot off that right foot, push the hip forward. Right uppercut, right hook, right body rip. Okay? Now we've gone over the jab, the right hand, straight right hand. Okay? Right hook, left hook, left uppercut, right uppercut, left body rip, right body rip, left hook to the body, right hook to the body. Okay? Now I just want you to practice those. The whole time, after every shot, make sure you're coming back, hands are protected, you're back in a good stance, okay? Throw a shot, check yourself, okay? I'm good. Right, uppercut, check yourself, okay? I'm good. Then start practicing putting two shots together. Okay. Check yourself. Check yourself. Okay? Good. See you in the next video. Hi, that's the end of our punching video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.